it's an episode of Buffy's Angels that you've tuned into. I'm one of the titular Buffy's Angels, and today we're talking about The Body, which is one of my top two favorite episodes of television of all time. And then we're also talking about Angel Epiphany, which is also pretty great, TBH, but it gets overshadowed by The Body. After this, there was 2 months with no new episodes. So pretend that happened. But we're going to be back next week with the next episode. How about that? Yeah. All right, let me bring in Logan. What's up?
I'm a bit taken off guard because I believe last week it was set up that The Body was your favorite episode, and now apparently it's top two favorite
No.
episodes.
It's my favorite episode of Buffy, but I go back and forth on my favorite TV episode of all time between The Body and this episode of Mad Men called The Suitcase, which is a bottle episode. It's just John Hamm and Elizabeth Moss, and it's incredible.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you said this was in your top two ever, is what you just said?
Yeah. If I ever made a list of my favorite TV episodes of all time, this would be in the top two, either one or two.
What about the Fusilli Jerry?
I think I'd find other Seinfeld episodes to be on that list.
Maybe the
The
parking
contest.
garage. Oh, the
It would probably be
contest.
the
That's a good one.
contest or the Chinese restaurant. I love those.
Yeah. Or the what's the one with
Parking
the
garage is good too. Yeah.
what's the one with the golf ball?
Golf ball. Oh, the marine biologist.
Marine biologist. People love
Yeah,
that one.
that is a good one. Well, but that one's really only
It's
great
really
for
a
that
speech.
monologue at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, it's known for that one ending. Yeah.
Mm. All right, let's talk Buffy. How about
Yes. Oh
that?
my goodness. I'm
Are
so
you
excited.
excited? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
All right,
I
so
have a trillion
this
notes.
great. I'm so excited. All right, The Body aired February 27th, 2001, which apparently is one of the most boring days in American history. I use this website called onthisday.com a lot for
Okay.
this show. And for the first time ever, I looked up a date and it said nothing happened on this date.
It didn't even say but the body came out.
No, it didn't.
That seems significant.
Yeah. So I had to do some extra work. The number one song in America was Stutter by Joe featuring Mystical. I think that was number one the previous
Yeah.
week too. We talked about it, but I don't remember what stutter meant. I believe I mentioned what the hook
That's like
was
what
last
Tara
week.
does, right?
Yeah. It's about Tara.
Mom died.
It was horrible.
Horrible.
Yeah.
I thought that was
But
good though, because like we didn't see her mom. I wondered if that was like retroactively they came up with that or like what the deal. Like if they
no,
couldn't
it
find a woman to play her mom, so we
no.
didn't have a
It's
mom.
it's mentioned previously in the episode Family, where like we meet some of Tara's family that her mom is dead.
It's in that episode that happened.
Yeah, they mentioned that.
Oh, I thought we were just kind of playing with that because the mom wasn't there.
No,
We
I
had
feel like
free
we
reign.
didn't we didn't really had a plan for Tara.
It seems like it, yeah.
Yeah. Um, the BAFTAs happened.
The British Academy of Film, Television and Arts. BAFTA.
Okay, that's fun.
All right. Stephen Fry hosted. He was mostly a TV guy. I guess he's still mostly a TV guy, but he had done like a bit of Fry and Laurie with Hugh Laurie and Jeeves and Wooster also with Hugh Laurie. He was just like part comedy partners with Hugh Laurie at this point. And then when Hugh Laurie went and did House, he started doing his own bullshit. Showed up on Bones.
Wow, that's very fun.
Yeah. He was David Boreanaz's therapist.
It really for
Yeah.
like a long time. Like he had a recurring.
Yeah, for like 2 seasons.
Wow, that's really cool. I
Yeah.
gotta check that out. We gotta finish Angels so I can just watch all the David shows.
Is that what this show's gonna become? We'll do Bones next and then SEAL
Oh,
Team.
I didn't plan on us doing it. I just want to watch them. I just want
Yeah,
David
dude.
every day.
You want 12 seasons of David chemistry with Zoe Deschanel's sister?
Oh, I want 13 of that.
Well, you're only gonna get a 12, motherfucker.
Damn, Emily Deschanel.
That's correct.
Is she
Yeah.
good? I've heard she's good.
No. She is good. Yeah. I've seen her in shit since Bones
She's in
ended.
Spider Man, right?
She is. Yeah, she does turn up in that.
He delivers the pizzas to her.
Yeah,
That might be Spider-Man 2 or 3. It's one of the Spider-Mans. I don't remember.
yeah, I don't remember which one, but you're right. It's whichever pizza one. It's one of the sequels.
That guy stole that man's pizza. Remember?
Yeah, of course I do. What a classic.
Yeah.
All right. So BAFTAs, they mostly gave shit to like the shit we gave shit to, the Oscars, but hilariously, all right, so Gladiator won Best Picture. They gave Best Director to Ang Lee for Crouching Tiger instead of Ridley Scott. Julia Roberts won Best Actress for Erin Brockovich. The Writing Awards were for Almost Famous and Traffic. That was all shit we did. But
Okay.
then listen to this hilarious bit of business. Instead of Russell Crowe winning Best Actor for Gladiator, right?
Mm-hmm.
They gave it to little Jamie Bell from Billy Elliot.
What a weird
British people are
choice.
insane.
Yeah, that doesn't really hold up at all.
No, but that was a British film. Everyone was British in that movie, so they like wanted to give a major award to a British movie, I guess.
That's really weird.
Yeah, super weird. I looked up album releases. It was a real shitty week for album releases. The most significant album was Dave Matthews Band's Every Day, which I do kind of remember the song Every Day. I think they released that as a single. It went every day.
Yeah, I don't know that at all. I was gonna guess it went every day.
Pretty good, but that's close, but no cigar, Logan. It was every day.
Okay, well, that's the outro.
I do a great Dave Matthews, guys. All
Show
right.
your world to me.
Yeah. Hike up your skirt a little more and show your world to me. All right. She means her pussy. Okay.
Yeah.
We've got movies. Here's the box office. Hannibal is still at number 1. Down to Earth is still at number 2. The top release this week, and I couldn't even believe it did this well. At number 3 was 3,000 Miles to Graceland.
Yeah.
You
Is that an
remember that
Elvis thing?
movie? Yeah, it's they're like robbing and shit in Vegas. They're like robbing a casino, and it's Kurt Russell and Kevin Costner dressed as Elvis.
Kind of sounds fun.
Yeah, I know it does, but it's
I mean, Kevin
terrible.
Costner is not fun, but
Yeah, this is one of my popular reviews on
oh, let's hear it.
Letterboxd. All right, uh, 31 likes. All right, the worst opening credit sequence in motion picture history. The most outrageously bad Costner performance in a career of nothing but an Elvis motif, but a soundtrack of nothing but new metal and club jams. Women are cum dumpsters, and the only black character gets dropped from a helicopter 29 minutes in. This is one of the worst movies, period.
You could have ended it with "This is a great film," and it would have sounded. It would have been just as good.
I know. I
That
know.
So would you give it, a 1 or 2?
I gave it a 1.
Wow. So I shouldn't watch it, or you think I would like it at all?
No, don't. It's
But
a
I don't hate.
nightmare.
I don't hate Costner. I love JFK,
Dude, I'm telling you, this movie is an abomination.
And I love Kurt, and I see Courtney Cox as
Fine, fucking check it out, dude. But it's not gonna be fun.
I don't know why I want to watch it, but I do.
Okay, add it to the list.
Yep.
And debuting at number 11, 11 out of the top 10 is a movie I saw in theaters that weekend, Logan.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Monkey Bone.
I don't know it. You see Monkey Man?
No, I have kind of no interest in that. Seems like a John Wick ripoff, and I'm like, I don't even like John Wick that much.
I know, but I like when people direct their first movie. That's the only reason I kind of want to see it.
Because Dev Patel directed it.
Yeah, that's cool, right?
Yeah, he said he couldn't get it made unless he directed it.
Interesting.
Yeah. I guess they don't want to put Dev Patel in movies.
I wonder why. Did he win an Oscar, or like almost win an Oscar?
Yeah, for Lion.
Oh,
Nominated at least.
Oh, is he not in Slumdog Millionaire? Did I get that confused?
I don't think so.
That's Dev Patel. Oh yeah, I'm right. Oh, I almost.
Is he in Slumdog?
Yeah, that's him.
Okay. See, I first knew him from Skins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's one of the teens fucking on those first 2 seasons of Skins.
I had no idea about that. But he wasn't nominated for this movie. But
For
anyway.
Lions?
For Slumdog. I think he was
oh.
nominated. I think it's just Lion singular though, by the way.
Yeah. You're right.
Best
Yeah,
part of that movie though,
that's
but
his
Nicole
only
Kidman.
nom. That's his only nom.
Okay.
What Lion? The best part's Nicole Kidman.
I love that part where she gets really sad,
All right,
breaks down.
that movie was like good, but I remember nothing about it.
Yeah, I really liked it in the moment actually. But
I
thinking
wouldn't say I
back,
really liked it, but I definitely liked it.
I did. I was like emotional.
Okay,
Wanted
good
him
for
to
you,
find his
buddy.
family.
What do we got here? All right, that's
Monkey
about it,
Bone.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Monkey Bone's my last note. We've got this episode of Buffy is written and directed by Joss Whedon, quite obviously.
Yeah, there's never been anything more obvious.
Yeah, there's never been anything more Joss Whedon in existence. And let's
It's
get
true.
into
Like, he
it.
even mentions the Avengers in this episode.
He fucking isn't that wild?
Yeah. I think he's done it before. I think we mentioned, but I think this is like the second or third time. But
He specifically says, "Let's get the Avengers to assembling," and it's like he's gonna direct that in only 11 years.
yeah, it's really not that far off when you think about it.
Yeah, I know.
But this is it's a good point. This is like, if I had to submit one thing as like Joss, it would probably be this episode.
Joss Whedon understood that, because when this episode came out, he took out ads in all the trades promoting this episode. He wanted this episode to be like his calling card.
I get it. He put it all out there.
Yeah, he really did. I mean, it is a masterpiece. I get making this and then being proud of it.
Oh, duh. Yeah.
All right. Let's hear Logan's many notes.
Yeah, so many notes. Sorry, this is gonna be bad, guys. But I love the previously on, right?
No previously.
No previously on. It's just the ending of the last episode. I thought that was neat.
It's the only Buffy episode in the entire run with no previously.
Yeah, it's fitting. I thought it worked really well.
Also, the only episode of Buffy in the entire run with no score. Everything's diegetic.
I like that. I didn't really notice that. But that's cool.
He says that a score is comforting to an audience, and he didn't want anyone to feel any comfort in this episode.
I did notice like all the when it's Anya and Xander in the car, it's just like silence of Xander driving and Anya sitting there. That stuff's so good.
Yeah,
that's awesome. But we start out. We're at dinner. This is the most recent Christmas, I guess.
This is the most recent Christmas, and the reason for this scene is that he knew he needed to roll the opening credits. Like, you know how like over the bottom of the screen you see credits, the act. It's like the writing and directing and whatever, and he did not want that to be under Buffy.
Yeah. Great
and
job.
Her mom. Yeah. So he added just like a little like 45-second flashback or whatever it was, and just so the credits could roll.
Yeah, that's genius, Joss. I thought it was a little bit like he was going for in The Godfather 2 when Fredo dies and we get the flashback, they're all at dinner.
Yeah.
And we get like it's everyone back. It's like Khan and everybody.
Yeah,
it was.
It is like that.
I thought it was like that scene, like everyone back together. It's like happy times. But that's amazing.
Mine too.
Yeah, the origin of it. That I actually love that a lot.
Yeah.
So everyone's there. We learned a few things. We learned that Willow likes it when Tara rubs her tummy, among a few other things, possibly.
Yeah.
Don't say.
You talking about her clit?
I don't know. That was funny though. I want to bring something up. A line, honkin'. Okay.
Yeah.
Was that an adjective? A big honkin' menorah?
Yes. Yeah.
But she says, I have a big honkin' menorah, Willow. And I want to bring up another episode where honkin' was used. Okay. I remember this because I thought it was used so well. Buffy versus Dracula. They're looking for where Dracula lives. Riley says maybe that big honkin' castle.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that was fun. Honkin'.
I'll tell you what, maybe that episode was written by Marty Noxon, but maybe Whedon threw in that line. Clearly he likes a good honkin'.
I actually looked it up after I looked up Buffy versus Dracula to see if that was Joss. Because it was a premiere, I wondered, but no.
No, it was the first premiere he didn't write.
Right. Yeah, I remembered that. So apparently
he only doesn't write 5 and 6. He comes back for 7.
Is this the only one he has this season? The body?
He did Family, the Tara episode earlier on, and then he does the finale.
Okay, sorry. So Giles, he wants some more wine, right? And Buffy has a great line. She brings up another episode,
Yeah, as
one of
long
our
as you stay
favorites.
away from the band candy.
Yeah, that really brought it all home. That was a good little send off, I thought,
Yeah, I
for Joyce
agree.
here. That was nice, and for the Giles storyline. But great cut here. I'm not talking about Buffy trying to cut the pie, but the cut and the edit. I guess both cuts. It's at the same time. Maybe that's he meant to do that. I'm sure he did. But that was great, haunting stuff, right?
The pie starting to drop on the floor, but then immediately cutting to Joyce's dead face. Just awful.
Yeah, just right on her face.
Yeah.
Crazy. So we're back. We're in present day. It's so sad, but because Buffy thinks she's still alive, right? She's like fixing her
Sarah Michelle
skirt.
Gellar is fucking amazing in this episode.
She's amazing. I don't know if I should drop my biggest take, maybe, of the episode so far. Maybe I will wait a little bit.
Okay, I'm excited.
But so yeah, she's trying to wake up Joyce, and it's all one take, right? She walks over to the phone, she picks up the phone, she says
That's
Omega Beta
right.
Zeta.
Yeah. No, but I did notice that the woman on the phone at one point goes, "Are you alone in the house?" And I was like, "Oh, they say that in Scream too."
Oh wow. Holy shit, I didn't pick up on that. That's
Yeah.
good. I
Um,
was listening to the phone call. I was because I was thinking about it. These are lines written by Joss. I was like, are these accurate? Like, because I've heard a lot of recent 911 calls. I've been watching a lot of scary murder documentaries, and I
yeah.
thought he did a pretty good job of making it pretty realistic. Like, are you the
No,
only person in the house?
it
What like
feels realistic. My girlfriend even pointed out that fucking Buffy's not supposed to be doing CPR on a soft surface like the couch. That's why her rib breaks.
Oh,
But
I've
like
heard that. Yeah,
but and so like she was pointing it out as being like unrealistic or whatever, but then as soon as the paramedics come, they move her to the floor.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Great note by Dallas. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So Buffy, yeah, it's a lot of Buffy. She's like, is her body warm? She doesn't really get it. Maybe like a little over the top. She doesn't get it. She kind of seems stupid at one time to me.
No, I mean she just doesn't want to believe it. She gets it.
Well, she
She
has that moment where Giles comes in and she says, "Giles, we're not supposed to move the body," and then it like really hits her, right?
right.
Realizes in that
That's when
moment
she
what it is.
realizes she's accepted what happened.
Yeah, I think I cut her slack in that moment. I was like, yeah, she's really. I mean, it's tough to judge somebody in this moment. It's the craziest moment of their life.
No, exactly. Joss Whedon's mom died of a cerebral aneurysm,
Oh
exactly like
my.
Joyce. And so a lot of this episode is from his perspective. He said that all the Willow shit later on is because like he had this like frantic day where he like couldn't figure out what tie to wear to the funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like he's really pulling from his own life a lot in this one. And
Damn.
even like Tara says to Buffy at the end, like, I had reactions and thoughts that I couldn't even explain to somebody if I wanted to. Like you never know how you're going to react to shit like this. She said it wasn't sudden, but it's always sudden.
Mhm.
Like I really do feel that way about death, even when someone's dying for a long time. Like when someone dies, it's hard not to feel grief.
I really don't have that much experience with it, honestly. Somebody in my high school died right before our senior year, but that's really like I've never had anybody in my family die ever.
My grandparents are all dead. You're lucky you have some grandparents,
Oh yeah,
but
all of them.
yeah. And 3 of the 4 died while I was alive. And so
What? You're still alive? They died while you were alive?
no, one of them died before I was born.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, that
Yeah.
makes perfect sense.
um but also at one point my dad had an aortic aneurysm
Jesus.
and they had to give him like open heart surgery shit or something. It was fucked up. And so like I had a day where I thought my dad might die. And I can relate that. Like I've been to other funerals and shit. My friend's brother died. Like my friend's dad died. I went to his funeral. But like that's the day I could sort of relate to Buffy here. Like the day my father was getting surgery.
I guess I couldn't really relate to it, but I felt it through Buffy. I gotta tell
Oh
you.
yeah. Hey, listen, I when I first watched this episode, I didn't know shit about death, but it still hit fucking home.
Well, I know a lot about death. I've seen Tony Todd in 5 Final Destination films. He played
Great,
death.
great point. Great point. But I was like 15 when this aired.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm 25. I still don't barely get it.
Yeah.
But a great part here where we're doing CPR on Joyce and she coughs. She's alive. This was crazy. I did
Mm.
not expect Joyce to be alive, but she's alive. And then we go to the hospital with Joyce. But she's actually dead still.
Yeah, it's all in Buffy's
That was crazy.
fantasy.
Legitimately, I thought she was alive.
I know. The first time I watched it, I did too. It's so fucked up.
I thought we were gonna get a few scenes with alive. I knew she was dead, like because that was spoiled for me. I knew this episode was about her dying, but I did think we might get a few scenes of her alive.
Oh yeah, it's just like she'd be okay in the hospital for a little while and then suddenly die.
Yeah, that's where I thought we were going.
Yeah.
But no, she's dead. But they say but she didn't very little pain is what they say.
And I'm lying to make you feel better.
Oh my god, yeah, that was good. Holy shit. But so Buffy goes and she throws up. We get some Buffy vom. That was fun.
Yeah, it's true. We get a real close-up shot of some paper towel dabbing
Hated
up
that.
that vom.
That was so gross. Oh my goodness. I love the shot of her when she opens the front door, how gross and sickly she looks.
I know.
That's
I,
good.
I love that shot
Her
too.
lips and like all the sweat.
And
on
shout
her.
out to Geller for, willing to look gross when she's a gorgeous woman.
Well, at this point, she has 120 episodes to point back to of how beautiful she
good
is.
good
So
point.
what's
Good point.
one episode of her looking like an 8 rather than a 10?
That's fair. She even looked hot when she was a caveman.
Oh, that's when she was hottest, I think.
Yeah.
That's probably what you think, actually. You love pit hair and other hair, probably. So,
Yep.
so Giles shows up, and I actually agreed with him. He shows up and he's like, "What's Glory here?" And I thought the same because Buffy on the phone call was like, "She's at the house," and I was like, "But that's a crazy voicemail to leave when Glory's after you." Because I thought the
It
same.
wasn't
thing.
a voicemail. She was talking to Giles, but she hung up like right after she said that. And it's funny, like I always forget Giles coming in going, "It's Glory," and I never really made the connection. But yeah, it's because she said she's in the house.
I thought it when she said it. I was like, "What are you doing? He's gonna think that's Glory," and then he did immediately. Great writing from Joss. He really manipulated me the same way.
Yeah, and Anthony Stewart Head's also really good in this episode. I like him coming through the door that way. Like
he is great. He doesn't really do that much though. I was thinking back at the end. I was like, I wish I had a little more of him.
Yeah, he doesn't get his own segment. You like so this episode's written in like 4 sequences. All right,
I had 5,
including the flashback.
Yeah, it was true. Okay.
Yeah, so, but back in the old days, Logan, if I may do one of these,
okay.
For decades, the way TV was written was around the commercial breaks. Okay, and for decades there were 4 segments. Okay, it'd be opening credits, like the prologue, whatever, opening credits, commercial, 1 segment, commercial, segment 2, commercial, segment 3, commercial, segment 4, episode ends. Okay. That's how TV was written. That's how it was structured. A lot of people wrote around that. That's what Joss Whedon did in this episode. So after every commercial break, that segment was like 1 scene, 1 long scene. Okay. And it doesn't work that way anymore because they've added like 3 additional commercial breaks.
And also, most of the shows you watch are going to be on Netflix or Peacock or they don't have commercials.
True,
sometimes.
but I still watch shit like 911 and The Rookie.
Right, you do, but
yeah,
like if people are watching Netflix, like that's the majority of what they watch. They don't even
and so like those Netflix shows are basically all just structured like mini movies, which has no structure really. And then the network TV shows have to write around like 7-8 commercial breaks. Everything feels off. Like I miss this. I miss when TV was more uniform.
Of course. Yeah, I do too. And I don't even know it that well.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is just it's like it's a missile. This episode, you know exactly what he wanted it to be.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's awesome. Yeah. So yeah, so Buffy realizes that her mom's dead, I guess, and then we go to school. Commercial. Then we go to school. Dawn.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So the paramedics come, which I like
I
that
guess we don't know
scene.
school yet,
The
right?
way they're not framed correctly and stuff.
Yeah. Guy's eyes are up out of
Yeah,
focus, out of
I
the
love
frame.
that.
Yeah,
Because like
awesome.
Buffy's just like in another world at that point. She's listening, but she's not hearing.
All the
Yeah.
zooms, there's like zoom on Buffy, zoom on Joyce when she's like,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
when she fixes the skirt.
yeah, it's just
Um,
amazing. The direction is really what stood out. Like if I could give the MVP to Joss for this episode, I obviously would.
no, honestly, this was the episode where I was like, oh, he should start making movies.
Yeah. Oh, that Avengers line. Maybe you should contact
Yeah.
Stan.
Yeah, yeah. Stan, like Stanley had anything to fucking do with it at that point.
He's not a Buffy fan, Stan.
He hadn't worked for Marvel since like the early 70s.
Oh, okay, true.
Um, fucking. Oh yeah, yeah. So then Buffy decides she's gonna go to school to tell Dawn, and Giles is gonna stay back with the body and ride with it to the morgue.
Yes, they really make the most of the title, the episode title. The body. They say it like 20 times. Like, what about the body? It's really scary stuff.
Guys, did you know that there was a fitness instructor in the 70s named Buffy the Body? Because I
No
googled
way.
Buffy the Body, and that was the first thing that came up. Buffy with an IE.
There's no way they knew that because you didn't know that. If
I
anyone would
know.
know that, it would be you.
I'm telling you guys, that's wild, isn't it? Buffy the Body with an IE, and like Jesse the Body with it. That has an E though. So,
Yeah.
that blew my mind. And then Google's like, "Did you really want to type Buffy?" And I was like, "Fucking yes! Just take me at my word."
Are you forgetting that you told us this earlier?
Didn't I say this pre-show?
Why would you say that pre-show?
I thought I said it to you pre-show.
See, I actually kind of questioned that, but then I was wondering why would you not wait for the show to do that?
Well,
So I thought you probably had to have
No,
done it
I
on the show.
remember in that moment, I was like, I should have saved this.
Oh, so you did that pre-show?
Yeah.
All right. I guess I'll know when I listen back if I hear it twice.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, Dawn, she's crying. We don't know yet. She's at school crying about something else that's not her mom, but we see
That's
her.
right.
She's crying, and you feel sad. And here's
She got bullied by Kirsty.
Yeah, and she's really crying because Kevin Berman called her a freak, and she likes Kevin Berman, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Kevin. Kevin, we meet in her class a little later, and we've actually covered him on the main show.
Okay, from what?
He was annoying skinny Tum Tum in Three Ninjas Kick Back.
Oh my god! Did he come up with the Mercedes Benz thing? Is that him or is that one of the other ones?
I don't remember.
That's fucking. This is Tum Tum. That's the craziest thing I've ever learned.
I know, it's wild.
Tum Tum on Buffy.
He's also in an early Todd Haynes short.
Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Wow, Tum Tum. Not my LVP. I thought he was kind of fun.
He was fine. Yeah, I liked that he was nice to Dawn.
I agreed with one of the comments on the Patreon. I'm trying to pull it up now. They said that he looked like Ben.
He did. I actually agreed with that too. He's probably a little too close to Ben. Same exact haircut.
Yeah, what is going on? This kid's just little Ben. But
yeah,
whatever.
Lil Ben.
Lil Ben.
Lil Bill. Remember that cartoon about a young Bill Cosby?
That was not about little. Was that really about little?
Yeah.
Bill? No way.
I think Bill Cosby narrated it. It was like Everybody Hates Chris. And
are you fucking serious?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Lil Bill. It took place during a time where he hadn't raped anybody yet.
So you can still watch it, I guess.
Oh yeah. You're like, this kid's gonna grow up to be a rapist, but at least it hasn't happened yet.
That's fucking crazy. That's little Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
I feel like you're lying to me.
I'm not.
It doesn't seem accurate. But okay. So we meet Lisa. I like Lisa.
Oh yeah, I did too. I love Dawn's little school life.
Yeah, I felt like the OC when we were giving Caitlin.
It was.
That's what I was getting vibes of. So yeah, we meet Lisa. We're in the bathroom, and I don't know. Dawn's crying. She gets bullied by Kirsty.
Yeah. Later on we see Dawn at school again, and her friend is played by Lalaine from Lizzie McGuire.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we recast her?
No, it's different
Oh,
friend.
different character.
Yeah,
Do we
yeah.
see this girl again? Because I actually thought she was a good actor.
I did too. I feel like she's at least mentioned again, but I'm not sure if we see her again.
Huh. I know her name's Lisa, but I don't even know if that's in the show. I might have gotten that from the episode's IMDb. I feel like they don't even really
Yeah,
say it.
I don't remember. I only remember them saying Kirsty and Kevin a lot.
Kirsty, yeah, because I think they changed the pronunciation. They say Kirsty.
They did
and then
at
they say
first. She says
Kirsty.
Kirsty, and then she changed it to Kirsty. I
It
noticed
felt like a
that
note
too.
from Joss. You know how he told
Yeah.
us he wanted Tara, not Tara or whatever.
That's right. Yeah,
It seemed like he told her like it's Kirsty. Don't say Kirsty.
that's so
Uh,
good.
I liked that Don called her a prima biatch.
Yes. Oh my God, the dialogue in that Dawn scene is so funny.
Yeah, you don't want cry face. I liked that line from
Yeah, you don't want to look
Lisa.
like a wet rat.
Yeah, all that stuff was so good. And then we go to art class, right?
And I love when she passes Kirsty or Kirsty in the hall. She again whispers to her biatch.
Yeah, such a good word.
Kirsty is played by Kelly Garner, who went on to have a pretty good career, actually. She's done a lot of TV. She was a regular on a show called Pan Am that I watched before it got canceled.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that Kelly Garner and Kevin, Kirsty and Kevin both had pretty good careers.
Well, I wrote Kirsty as my LVP because I couldn't really think of anybody for this one. I have
Really?
Kirsty, the paramedic.
No
We'll-
way,
we'll
not
get
the
to that.
paramedic. Maybe the white paramedic.
Yeah, there were two. I couldn't really think of which
Yeah,
was which.
the black guy's the one who was like framed weird, and I thought his performance
Okay.
was pretty good.
Yeah, the other one then. I'll go.
Yeah.
Maybe. But yeah, so we're in art class. Kevin's there. We're like I don't know. Don talks about the annals. Couldn't say annals. So
I love that. Yeah.
Very funny.
There's this one time Kirsty had a book called Annals of History, but she didn't know how to pronounce annals, and then she gets cut off. It's great.
That something similar happened in one of my science classes once. The word organisms. Somebody was reading in the book, and they were like orgasms, and everyone busted out laughing.
That happened in my high school.
I'm sure it honestly happened in a lot of high schools. It seems probably like a common thing.
You know why?
Because it looks like orgasms.
People don't learn how to read anymore.
I guess so.
Yeah.
And people were learning about porn at that time, probably.
That's true. Like from 14 to 16, that's when you do all your jerking off experimentation.
Yep. And then never again. You never jerk off again.
Well, no, you keep, but then after that, you jerk off the same way for the rest of your life.
All right. You experiment.
Yeah.
That's funny. How do you experiment? Like you do two hands, try two-hand method?
Try the left hand, maybe try squeezing it instead of stroking it. I've done a lot.
Try just slapping it.
Yeah, slap it around for a while.
Oh my goodness. All right. So Buffy comes in, right? I liked it in the bathroom whenever Dawn was like, hey, I'll just get my sister to beat her up. That'll be a good idea.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
She's like, my sister could really beat her up. Like, really.
It made me think Dawn might be, if Dawn was Buffy, she would be a super villain.
Oh, man. Yeah. You don't know how she'd use those powers.
Yeah.
Just kick the shit out of Kirsty.
Yeah, I think so. She'd be evil.
Yeah, Buffy never used her shit on Cordelia, did she?
No, come on.
No,
they were our friends most of the time.
Even when they weren't, she rescued her from Marcy Ross, the Invisible Girl.
You remember Marcy Ross's name?
Of course I do.
That's amazing. You really liked that episode, actually. I remember.
Yeah, it's Clea Duvall.
Oh yeah, Clea Duvall. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I gotta go rewatch Buffy.
Hell yeah.
What if I did that simultaneously? I was like, I'm rewatching Buffy. Like on I'm watching here. I'm like, season 1 of Buffy.
No, I feel like after the finale, you should just start back over for the beginning.
Honestly, I might. Honestly, though, I really might, because as much as I'm retaining all this knowledge and loving it, I'm not really watching it the way other people are intended to watch it.
No.
Taking notes and thinking about it in such a big picture way.
Yeah, now you could just like binge it
and enjoy it. Yeah. But so
Buffy. And the thing about me, man, I had to watch it over the course of 7 fucking years.
Yeah, man. But you also binged it, right?
Oh, I binged it like a million times after that. Yeah.
Have you ever binged Angel?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, why wouldn't you? Buffy shows up, takes Dawn out in the hallway.
In fact, I've never watched the two together. I've always either binged Buffy or Angel. This is the first time I'm doing them both, and it's very fun for me.
I think that makes sense. So you only watched them together when it was on, I guess, and then no,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. Um, all right. I loved this scene. I want to say.
The
I
Dawn
thought,
scene.
yeah. I guess I'll say it. I think you could argue Dawn is the MVP over Buffy, and I think that she might be. I think honestly, Dawn might be better because this is way better than she's ever been. This is like I think a real coming out for. I think I said like last week, is Dawn a good actor? I remember saying that, and I was blown away by Dawn.
Yeah, she's great here.
Blown
She
away.
can
Yeah.
really do this emotionality. But that said, like if we're just giving MVP based on performance, I gotta go Geller, and
Yeah.
I may even go Emma Caulfield and Allison Hannigan.
The Anya stuff didn't fully work for me.
The monologue she has,
It's
where
good.
that is my I once did a list for that column, best monologues in Buffy history. And that was number one.
That was number one.
Yeah.
What she was going through just didn't seem like anything different than what Buffy was going through. How Buffy was like, I don't
No, you're
understand.
crazy. You're
And Anya was
crazy.
like, I don't
But
understand.
Buffy doesn't understand on a very human level. Anya doesn't understand because she was an immortal for so long. She doesn't understand mortality yet. And this is the first time she's really had to confront that and the fact that maybe she might die.
Yeah. I don't know. She was like, why can't we just save her? Put her soul back in her body. And it seemed like that
Yeah.
was what Buffy was going through. Like, why can't we just save her? I don't know.
I don't know. Buffy's trying to accept the death. Like Anya just doesn't understand it at all.
And Anya seemed a little frustrated with everybody else, how they weren't like helping her through it. Like, you
Yeah,
guys are
yeah.
being mean. You guys, why aren't you helping me?
Yeah, everyone was acting like Anya was being really insensitive about it, but in her own way, she was being incredibly sensitive about it.
Yeah, she's trying. She's trying, putting in the effort.
Yeah.
When we end the scene with Dawn at school,
But I like that Buffy gives her credit at least. Like she has that awkward line at the hospital where she's like, "I'm sad that Joyce died because she was nice. Now we all hurt."
that was amazing, actually.
And yeah, and Xander says like Anya ever the wordsmith. He makes a joke out of it, but Buffy just like cuts right through it and says thank you.
That was my favorite Anya part, actually. That one,
Yeah,
that little part there, that was beautiful. And why did we do this? Where Dawn, whenever we end that scene at school, we zoom in on her drawing. Was that because
because
it's a body, a
yeah,
statue, body?
exactly. So the every sequence when they go to commercial is a shot of Joyce. It's a shot of her on the floor in the first one. It's a shot of her getting zipped up at the end of the third one, I think. But in this one, they go to the drawing of negative space. So it's meant to represent the negative space around Joyce.
Yeah, that's all I could really pull from it. It was very deliberate, very cool shot. Like
Yeah.
coming in, but
I
yeah, that
thought
was interesting.
everyone was really good in that scene, man. Like the teacher was really
Ooh, yeah,
good.
teacher. I mean, I actually thought I was like, I wonder if the teacher anything with Joss. She was very attractive.
Oh
I
my
thought.
god.
I was scared of the
I
teacher.
gotta say, if Joss fucked anyone in this episode, it's fucking Kirsty.
Oh my goodness, Joss. Come
Yeah.
on.
He's even got
Yeah.
a line about how hot she is.
Who?
Dawn says like she thinks just because she's like super hot that she could be a primo biatch or whatever. But like I was like, man, Whedon, you liked the looks of her.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't never question that, but I think that you might be. I mean, I don't want to say you're right, but you might be right.
Yeah.
But anyway, so next scene we get Willow and Tara up in her room. She doesn't know what to wear, right?
Yes, yeah, I love this whole sequence.
Amazing. You can make a case Willow MVP. I
Well,
won't
I
do it.
said that. I said that.
She's amazing. And on their way is Xander and Anya in the car.
Willow, Whedon said Willow made I mean, Allison Hannigan made him cry every take she did. Like
Yeah.
he was just like weeping watching her. And if you listen to the commentary track on the DVD for this episode, he gets choked up watching that scene.
Wow. That's kind
Yeah.
of beautiful. I think she's the most confident actor of everybody.
I agree, man. She's probably been studying it
You
her
know
whole
her,
life.
Sarah.
I
I
mean,
think
she was a child actor. I mean, so is Sarah Michelle Gellar. But yeah, it really feels like Allison Hannigan like studies the craft of acting.
it's just so natural to her, and I love everything with her and Tara. It seems like they have a nice relationship. Those actors do. I don't know Tara's name. I forget.
Amber Benson.
Yeah, it seems like they are friends. But
Yeah, they definitely get along for sure.
yeah. So Xander double parks, and Anya mentions it, and then at the end, amazing finish.
That's the LVP, that bitch who fucking gave him a ticket.
Was it a bitch?
I don't know if it was a man or a woman. I think it was a woman.
Oh, bitch! You're using as a
Just like an
gender.
asshole.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
But that was hilarious. The shot at the end, right?
Yeah.
Are
No,
we
I
going
mean,
out the window?
it's hilarious, but it's also like infuriating.
Yeah, but it's Xander's fault. Honestly, that was a crazy way to park.
Yeah, I know. He was just
He
not
just like
doing
parked in the
shit
middle of
that
the street, basically.
he's doing a lot of self-destructive shit at this point. I mean, he punches
He's like
through a
Riley.
wall.
He got on to Riley that episode. Like Riley, you're going crazy, man. You gotta get it together. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then he's
take your own advice, bro.
He's double parking, doing the same thing as hunting vampires with grenades. I miss Riley. I do miss Riley.
We'll see him.
Yeah. I thought of him this week because of that big honking castle, and it made me miss him.
That
was
right.
So we.
Yeah, I feel like Buffy really could have used Riley. He would have been incredibly supportive through this.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. I didn't think about that, but she's all alone.
Yeah. I mean, the first call she makes is to Giles.
I actually thought that was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It cemented their relationship. Damn. That's a whole nother layer. Buffy didn't even have anybody. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
She had her friends, but anyway. So Xander, we're talking about Xander blames the doctors. And I want to say I think we kind of talked about this, didn't we?
I hate doctors. I really don't think doctors give a fuck. I think they get into it because they know it's a high paying job.
Yeah.
I never believe it when I hear doctors.
And it's a lot of pressure from their parents. A lot of them do it because their parents want them to be doctors.
Oh, 100%. My friend Svi is a doctor, and it's only because of his parents, I believe.
Sure, he likes it now.
Well, he married like a pretty hot like other doctor, so that probably helps matters.
Yeah, you can meet other doctors.
Yeah, there you go.
You're in the club. They should have Raya for doctors. Like Tinder for doctors.
And Raya and the Last Dragon.
Raya and the Last Stethoscope.
Dude, Raya is my dream.
Yeah, you talk about it all the time.
I used to want to get on Raya all the time. I think my review of Raya and the Last Dragon on Disney was finally got my Raya membership.
No way.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That's hilarious. What'd you give Raya? 3? Is that good?
Yeah, I gave him a 3.
All right. Him? He's a 3.
Yeah, I guess the movies. He.
Oh, I didn't know that. Are movies a she, like a boat, like you call boats she?
Depends.
She's my
on the
favorite movie. School of Rock. She's my favorite.
No, that's a he.
Yeah, it depends.
All right, where are we at in your notes?
Oh, I just want to bring that up. Like we talked about that doctor that just let Joyce go. He was like, yeah, I know she had like a crazy cancer scare and we did the thing on her, but she can go. We brought that up. Like that seemed like a crazy move.
And the same doctor that's used in this episode, by the way.
It seemed like it.
In that fantasy where like he's like clean bill of health or whatever, that's him. And then again later when he talks to Buffy by the morgue and says, and we hear I'm lying to you to make you feel better. Same doctor.
Okay. Well, I think that Joss wrote that Xander's whole thing because I think that he probably watched that episode and thought that was a weird thing from the doctor, especially because if he brought the doctor back, like that was memorable and it meant a lot to him to do that. I think that stuck out to him.
He probably had that in mind for sure.
I think so. So Tara says that they have to go patrol while Buffy can't do it. Are we going to get that for a little while? Everybody else doing it for Buffy?
Maybe for like an episode. I remember Buffy still grieving a lot in the next one. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So Willow, Tara leaves to go to the laundry to get another one of Willow's shirts. Willow's like can't make up her mind.
Oh, she wants this blue shirt. All right. And but Anya pulls it out from under her ass.
She was sitting on it.
Did you notice that?
Yeah, but that was the one that Tara went to laundry for.
That was the one they were looking for the whole time.
Well, it's Willow's fault that it was in that seat for Anya to sit on because they just came in and sat down.
I love Willow's whole thing. Like, why do all my shirts have dumb stuff on them? Why can't I just be a grown up? Can't I be a grown up?
I actually noticed it before she even brought it up. I was looking in her closet when she was rummaging through it, and I was like, "Is that a Powerpuff Girls shirt?" And then like 10 seconds later,
was a Powerpuff.
She's like, "I'm such a little kid," and I was like, "Yeah, that's a great design, set design."
Yeah. That is something you feel sometimes though when you're like 19, 20, because you know you're like not a girl, not yet a woman.
Right.
All you need is time, a moment that is mine.
I remember I had a shirt with the Millennium Falcon on it, and I threw it away. I was like, I'm a fucking adult now.
I did that too with a Star Wars shirt, dude. I have
like 4 more. So
no, I had this one Star Wars shirt that said Vader was framed. I thought that was really funny when I was a teenager, and I remember getting rid of
nerdy. That's like unbelievably nerdy.
I know.
Vader
no wonder I
was
didn't
framed.
fucking get laid in high school.
Oh my goodness. All right, so Xander punches a wall. Did he get his hand worked on when they go to the hospital? Is that a part of that scene?
No, we're not told that, but very possibly that happened.
I feel like they should have shown us that maybe for this a little second. But so we leave. Xander talks about the Avengers, and then Willow comes running back in to get her shirt, and then we see the camera go out the window, and the person puts the ticket on the car.
Yeah,
very funny.
It's a great scene. Everyone's great in this scene, the 4 of them. But you did skip one thing that's really crucial. We get to see Willow and Tara kiss on screen for the first time.
That was the first time?
First time.
Wow,
we've only seen them hold hands, and there was that one thing in Restless where they started making out, and then we cut to Xander just looking agog. But
yeah, this was a nice moment. They kissed like a bunch of times too.
This was great, and this was huge at the time. WB pushed back on it. They said, we have too many gay relationships on the network. We want you to cut this. And for the only time in 7 seasons, Joss Whedon threatened to quit.
Whoa, hell yeah, Joss. You know what I just thought about? I think this is the episode from New Mutants, right? In the New Mutants, it shows 2 girls kissing.
Yes, yeah.
And I believe
100% what this is. Yeah,
I didn't think about that in the moment, but I love that. We closed the book on. I remember watching the New Mutants, and I was pissed because we were like in season 1 of Buffy.
Yeah,
and
no,
I
think Willow was with Oz already, so then it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. I was so annoyed. But yeah, we closed the book.
Yeah,
I love it.
That's a beautiful moment between those 2.
Yeah, great stuff. So we go to the hospital, right? I loved Anya giving Giles a hug.
4th act. Oh, that was great. Yeah,
that was so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I love them. I hope we get a little more of them. Honestly.
And I liked Dawn hugging Tara and say, "I'm glad you're here."
Yeah. Because I remember when it was one of Dawn's early first episodes.
It's her first full episode, Real Me, the 2nd episode of the season.
Outside the magic box, right?
Exactly. Yeah. They
really
bombed.
Sweet. Yeah. When that guy's like, "You're a monster.
Curds and whey. Curds and whey."
Wow, yeah. Good job.
Thank you.
And we learn now Joyce died of an aneurysm, or it gets confirmed. And that's when the guy is like, "I'm told I gotta lie to you." Yeah.
Yeah.
And Buffy, she learns that even if she was there, Mom would have died. So it can't really put the burden on herself too much, you know.
She's still gonna though.
Yeah, I assume she will. Damn. So Giles is gonna handle all the paperwork.
Yeah, Giles really helping. Glad you didn't go to fucking England this season.
Well, he did for like a few days, didn't he? Or did the council come to him? I thought he went to the council.
No, I'm not talking about that. Do you remember like earlier in the season, he felt like Buffy didn't need him anymore?
Oh, like leaving for good, right?
Yeah, he was gonna move back.
Why did he stay? What was the convincing argument for him to stay?
Buffy said she wants to rededicate herself to her training.
Oh, that was enough. Okay.
Yeah.
We've seen her training a few times this season.
Yeah, we have that whole back room at the magic
Yeah, the
box.
pommel horse
Yeah.
that Anya and Xander have sex on, right?
That's right. And also Puffy Xander.
Oh yeah, the big suit, the big fat suit that he wore.
Yeah.
What happens? Does Don go to the bathroom?
Yeah. So Dawn has to go to the bathroom and then everybody else goes to get Buffy food. And so it leaves
Yes.
Buffy alone with Tara and they have an amazing scene together. And we pointed this out a few weeks ago. We see Buffy and Tara like walking around the Sunnydale UC Sunnydale campus.
Mhm.
And we were like, wow, that's weird. A Buffy Tara scene.
Yeah, and here it is that we had another one here. But I've liked all their scenes together. They're like
No,
2 for 2 or 3 for 3 or whatever it is.
I agree. They talk very honestly to each other. I feel like
Yeah.
Tara and Buffy are both very earnest people. And so when they get together, like all the bullshit kind of falls off.
Yeah, and they're talking to each other like they know that their conversation's probably going to get back to Willow, so they're just very,
True.
very free with each other about what they
Yeah.
say.
Agreed.
Um, yeah, it's very cool. And so Dawn, she went to the bathroom, but then she's gonna go. She doesn't really believe that Joyce is dead. I guess is the whole thing. This episode is she doesn't quite believe Dawn
Right. She doesn't
or
quite
Buffy,
believe Buffy. Yeah.
right?
And Buffy's aware of that. She's like, she didn't believe me when I told her, and I'm kind of feeling like she still doesn't.
Yeah. So we get concerned and we go looking for Dawn. And I kind of had a question about this guy. He sits up in this was this the morgue or whatever? I don't know. But
You mean the
I was like,
vampire?
yeah, but I had a question like, is he a zombie?
No, it's a vampire.
Do vampires go to the morgue and then come back as vampires?
Sometimes. Xander says they even do morgue duty sometimes at the the Scooby Gang, and we see them do it a couple times early on. We see them in Never Kill a Boy on the First Date going to the morgue, and they kill a vampire there.
True.
And then again in season 3, in the episode Beauty and the Beasts, they find out like a dude uh, from their high school died, and they go to the morgue just to like see if he's gonna rise again. They're not sure if he's a vampire or not.
When I think of vampires, I think of when they get turned, it's usually pretty deliberate and they're with another vampire. They're not usually taken to a hospital to then come back as a vampire, I thought.
Well, I feel like usually what happens is it takes a while for them to rise, and it doesn't happen until they're buried. So that's why they patrol the funeral. I mean, the cemeteries a lot. And but this fella woke up still in the morgue.
Yeah, I guess I honestly have more questions about vampires than I thought I did. Dawn, the vampire wakes up. I like how quiet that is too, right?
Yeah.
This just the direction in this episode is top notch.
Yeah.
And stands up, walks up to, and Buffy comes in, big fight scene, and Buffy cuts its head off.
Yeah.
Pretty brutal, actually. Pretty good. It's cool.
Yeah. How'd you feel about the vampire? Because this episode doesn't include any supernatural shit.
Yeah, it felt a little tacked
whatsoever.
on, but I liked it.
I like it too. I feel like the whole episode is dealing with mortality. And so it's interesting that like Buffy fights things that come back to life. Um, I did you notice no Spike in this episode?
I did that, but at the very end of the episode, I wrote no Spike. Yep.
Yeah. And that's because he wanted the vampire to be the one supernatural
No
thing.
way.
Yeah. He specifically didn't.
Oh, he being Jaws. I think it meant
Joss
Spike
Whedon.
declined.
No,
No, I want that vampire.
Absolutely not. No, Joss Whedon decided he wanted that vampire at the end to be like the only supernatural thing in the episode, and so no Spike, and Glory only gets mentioned, and yeah.
I gotta be honest. I like the thought, but I don't think Spike being in this episode would have detracted from the vampire at the end.
Maybe not, but I also wouldn't change anything about the episode, and we get a lot of Spike in the next one, so it makes up for it.
Right. I wouldn't argue for Spike being here.
Yeah,
but which is impressive because he's my favorite character, and I think it works amazingly without him. So
yeah, I think this is the only episode after he's made a regular that he's not in.
Okay. And also the reason why I think the scene works at the end is because I honestly thought Dawn was so good this episode. It seemed like she might have been acting with like like really trying to prove herself. Like, you know how people in their last year of a contract in sports, they really try to play that year to get a big contract. It
Yeah, I
seemed
do.
like she could have been acting in this episode with that, I thought. So she could have died, honestly, is what I was thinking. I didn't think that, but a part of me did, like 10% of me.
Yeah, I mean the episode does close on Dawn. Like she's sort of the heart of the episode in a way.
Yeah, we'll bring that up. So it's so Dawn she pulls the in the battle, the little scuffle.
Yeah.
Dawn ends up pulling the little curtain. What is it that's on Joyce?
I mean the sheet
The
that's
sheet.
covering
That's
her.
what I was looking for. The sheet.
Yeah.
She pulls the sheet off Joyce, and after the battle, Dawn sits up and sees Joyce. And does she go to touch her? Is that what it is?
Yeah, and she says to Buffy,
Is it cold or something?
Like, is she cold? And Buffy says, it's not her. She's gone.
She's gone. And Dawn says, where'd she go? And then she
where'd she go is brutal.
Where'd she go? And then executive producer Joss Whedon.
Yeah. Right before her fingers touch her.
Yeah, right before. Yep, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. So 5 stars.
Yeah.
MVP, Buffy.
I'll just go simple and say Sarah Michelle Gellar. Yeah.
I'll do the same, but I wanted to try to do Dawn, but I'll just go to Buffy because
You
I feel
can go
bad.
Trachtenberg, man.
But I'd feel weird if people were like, "Hey, Logan, remember in the body when you gave Trachtenberg the MVP over Sarah?" I would be like, "Why did I do that?" I wouldn't really have an argument for it. So I'm gonna go Buffy, and LVP, Kirsty, or that other paramedic 2.
Either the white paramedic or that asshole that gave Sandra a ticket.
But I really like that moment, so I'll go
No,
paramedic
I do
too.
Yeah, I'll go with other. And he was like trying to rush the guy. We got to get to our next call, and like
I love that.
Just, like telling him, I'm sorry for your loss.
That was awesome because it showed like they're going on. They have like so many other jobs today, and Buffy has to like this is her life now. Her mom's dead, and this is how she's gonna spend the next however.
I love the moment when they first walk out the door and Buffy goes to close the door and she calls out, "Good luck."
You didn't say it how I wanted you to say it.
What?
Good luck.
What is that?
I thought she Angel how in the second episode.
Oh,
I kind of laughed when that popped up because I thought of Angel. I was like, oh, you can't do that. That's Angel.
Good luck.
That's Angel's thing.
That's so funny.
That kind of made me laugh. But yeah, that was awesome. In our ranking, should we do it?
Yeah, it's number 1. Just pop it at number 1.
All right, number 1 for you. I'm gonna go number 3.
After what?
Hush and Becoming 2.
That's fair. That's fair.
I don't really know why. I think some of the Anya stuff didn't quite.
Hush is amazing. Like I would never argue with someone that wants to tell me Hush is the best episode of Buffy.
Yeah, you can't.
That's the other one that was in New Mutants. They showed clips of Hush and the body.
Wow, they really knew what they were doing. That makes me respect New Mutants more, honestly. Like they really had their priorities in order.
I don't mind New Mutants, man.
No, we liked it. We definitely were positive about it, honestly.
Yeah.
You have the body ahead of Restless.
You know the reason I didn't bring up Maisie Williams as one of the shitty Game of Thrones actors on the podcast this week was I liked her in New Mutants.
I forgot about her, yeah, but we like her in that. Just to say what you have the body ahead of it. Restless, Hush, both Becomings, and Innocence. That's your top 5.
That feels so right to me.
Yeah, it feels good.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's Hush, Becoming 2, The Body, Lover's Walk, both Graduation Days. That's my top 5.
Ooh, that's good too.
Buffy has a lot of good episodes.
Yeah.
You can argue like 10 of them in the top 5.
Yeah, you're really
15 of them, maybe.
Yeah. And especially because there's like 2-parters and shit where you want both parts up there.
Yes. I would say only Graduation Day we're both competing. I know you like Becoming 1 more than me. I have Becoming 1.
Yeah, because I like the Angel flashbacks in Becoming 1.
Yeah. I loved the ending way more. The ending.
Yeah.
But all right, so that's anything else on Buffy you want to say? That's your favorite episode?
No, man. We really you did a good job with it, and I feel like I've covered it. I've never gotten a chance to talk about this episode in like a public forum before, except for my like shitty column online. So
it wasn't shitty.
Thank you. So this felt really good.
I loved it. I'm excited to watch it again.
Me too. I'm always excited to watch it.
Yeah.
I showed the body to Nathaniel. I like forced Nathaniel to watch the body. He like didn't give a shit about Buffy at all, but I was like, this will show you that it's a good show.
That's the terrible first episode. You know that
I
her
know.
mom dies.
I thought there was no chance I'd ever get Nathaniel to watch the whole series.
He did though?
So no, he never did. And
Oh, come on, Nathaniel.
yeah,
Is
so
he listening to this? I guess not.
probably not. I think he listens to the main show, but that's it.
Let's call him
Um,
out there.
Yeah, but he was able to acknowledge that this was well done.